Anyway, we need to breathe and move.
We do.
We're gonna start because you ladies are all here, right? So let's come on our mat. Let's start seated, okay? Not on the ground because I kind of need to move too. So we're gonna start seated. So come to a comfortable cross-legged position on your mat. Let's breathe a little bit together. So just kind of rock your torso forward and rock your torso back and just kind of find that plumb line.
Hana, do you want to do the mute?
Let me mute all you guys. Yeah, mute all. Sorry. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, so let's begin by rocking our torso forward and back, and then eventually finding the plumb line. So stacking up your bones so that the crown of the head is centered over your pelvis, and your shoulders are over your hips. And then begin to kind of elevate the back of the spine, lifting up through the crown of the head and tucking the chin just a little bit so you can then begin to feel the back plate of the skull lift. And then let's take a couple cleansing breaths. So inhale through the nose and then let out the mouth. And again, inhale through the nose and then an audible exhale. Third time's charm, inhale. And then, beautiful. You can blink your eyes open and clasp your hands together and then place your place your clasped hands in front of your chest. And then on an exhale, extend the arms out. And on an inhale, bend. So beginning to link your breath with your movement and then beginning to do kind of like a cat and cow here. So on your exhale, you're going to round the spine and look at your navel. And on an inhale, you're going to stack the spine. A couple times, exhaling, inhaling. Exhale, round, curl, inhale, straighten. One more time, just like that, as you round and exhale. And then inhale. And then bring the palms to the crown of the head and take a moment to kind of spread your wings and open the elbows wide out to the side. You'll feel a little bit of a back bend, but then we're going to eliminate that by drawing the front floating ribs in. And you're going to feel the front body move a little bit to the back body. And then on an exhale, extend the arms up. And inhale, bend. Just kind of squeaking, oiling those tendons and joints. Very gently, exhale and inhale. And this time, exhale, stay up, go up, stay up for like 2 breaths. And plant the shoulder heads back into the sockets. And maybe bend the elbows a little bit to make that happen so it's a little bit more ease. And one more breath here. And on an exhale, you're going to float the arms all the way down. Take your time. Beautiful. Let's walk our right hand over to the side and then reach the left arm up and over. And you're going to gaze underneath the armpit. And then you're going to look at the right palm. So just kind of warming up the neck and the head. Keep doing that with breath. One more time. And then circling the left wrist one way. And then the other way. And then pressing the right palm to bring you up. And floating over to the other side. Sweeping the right arm overhead. You're going to keep anchoring down both sitting bones. So you're going to press the left palm down to anchor through the right sitting bone, getting a little bit deeper stretch along the right side of the waistline. And again, we do that head thing. Look underneath the right armpit and then gaze down towards your left palm. Keep breathing. One more sit like this. And then circle the wrist one way and circle it the other way. And then press yourself boop, to come back up. And then one more time, we're going to go over to the right side. And this time you're going to bend the left elbow and then place the fingers behind the neck Right? And then just open that elbow, lean back into it, lean into the palm. And then with your finger, your thumb and your second finger, you're just gonna kind of massage the back of your head and neck. Oh yeah. Taking it right back to the breath, to the moment, to the here, to the now. Nothing else matters. Breath. So good. And then release that and gently come over to the other side, bending the elbow, clasping the right hand behind the neck. So feeling like the opening and broadening happening underneath the right armpit as you lift that elbow up towards the ceiling. No right or wrong way, just kind of feel your way through the ribs, the side body. And then once again, press down through the left palm, anchor that right hip back down, and get a little bit more stretch to the left side of the waistline. Oh, so good. And then once again, with these little pinchers, the thumb and the second finger, you're gonna massage the back of your head and neck. Oh, so good. Breathing into the space that you're creating, deepening the lung capacity. So nice. And then come back up. And let's get on to hands and knees. And once again, you know the drill. Separate the knees, hip distance and the arms, shoulder distance, and begin to kind of wag your tail from side to side and your head and neck in the opposite direction. And then maybe circle the head and neck as you circle the hips around and down and up and forward. No right or wrong way to go. Oh, just kind of winding yourself into yourself. As you quiet your mind, you begin to deepen the breath. And then come back to center and switch direction of the circle. Head and neck circles too. Be light on the palms, light on the fingers, all in the hips, the waistline, the rib cage. And come back to center. And you're going to extend the right fingers out in front of you with the right thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. So externally rotating the hand. And then lift and extend the left leg behind you. And then press and extend. So press that left foot into an imaginary wall as you extend to the right palms. Reach, reach, reach. And then let that go. Switching sides. Left palm extends. Right leg lifts. Right, finding that balance, drawing the navel in, extend and lengthening through the spine, the head and the neck and the rib cage, and we'll let that go. I feel like we could use a little movement right away, so we're gonna tuck the toes, right? And you're gonna lift the knees up off the floor, and you're just gonna hover and draw the navel in. It's kind of like a cat and cow here, and then release. And again, lift the knees, kind of hover, draw the navel in, round the spine, and release. And let's cat and cow. Inhale, arch up, look up, exhale, curl. A couple times, lubricating the spine, the tailbone. One more. And then tucking your toes and lifting your hips back up into downward facing dog. So first dog in the class, go easy. Let the head and neck dangle. Bend the right knee, sink the left heel down. So we pedal out the feet to warm up the bones in the feet. Inhale the right leg up and back. And on an exhale, you're just gonna bring it back behind you and line up the pinky toes. So you're gonna stack the feet, right? A kind of a cross-legged, awkward shape downward dog. And then you're gonna press your hips back and lengthen through the spine and the armpits. And then reach the right leg back up and then down. And let's switch sides. Left leg's gonna come back up and then it's gonna come across. Right? And you're just gonna press the hips back. Knees can be made bent here. You don't have to deal with straight legs. Just stretching the calves, Achilles. And then come back to center. And separate your feet greater than hip distance and come onto the balls of your toes and bend your knees as you lift your hips to find long spine. And then swivel both heels to the left and then press the hips and the thighs back, stretching the IT band. And come back to center and swivel over to the other side. And then come back to center. And then inhale the right leg up and back. Reach, 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 reach. And step it between your hands. Drop the back knee down, lift the torso, come up. So we're gonna move in kind of a modified sun salutation with the knee down on the floor. So basically repeating the same thing a couple times. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, rebend. So we're gonna move kind of quickly. Tuck the back toes. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Back to downward dog. And then we repeat on the other side. Left leg's gonna inhale. Step it through, exhale. Drop the back knee down. Lift the torso to come up. And then straighten the leg. Rebend. And step it back. 2 more times, just like warming up the body. Right leg, inhale up and back. Step it through. Left knee drops down. The inhale, the torso rise, you lift. The exhale, you straighten the leg, you stretch the hamstring. We rebend the knee, tuck the back toe, and step the right foot back to meet the left. Downward dog. Other side, inhale, left leg up and back. Step it through on the exhale. Drop the back knee down. Lift to come up. Straighten the front leg on the exhale. Rebend on the inhale. Tuck the back toe. Step it back. Let's pause in downward dog. 2 breaths in downward dog. Let the head dangle. Let the arms be heavy. Push the weight back into the heels and the legs and the glutes. So there's more weight in the legs than there are on the upper arms of the body. And now gaze at your fingers and step both your feet to meet your hands as you arch up. Inhale. Exhale, bow. Placing your hands on your shins now. Micro bend in the knees. We're going to inhale to arch up with a long spine. Exhale, let it go. 2 times like that. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, arch up, long spine. Exhale, release, bend the knees. Roll up the spine. Come all the way up to standing. Arms reach overhead. Hands come to the heart. Let's do a couple sun salutations. I noticed my screen's like, oh, it's cut half my body off. Let's move through sun salutation A. So here we go. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, down you go. Long spine on the inhale. Stepping it back on your exhale. Top of the push-up, pause. Here's where you can modify now. You can drop your knees down and come all the way down to the ground. On an inhale, baby, baby cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, let it go. We're gonna do 3 baby cobras. Inhale, baby, baby cobra. Exhale. 1 more, baby, baby cobra. Exhale. You're gonna lift yourself up, tuck your toes, and find your way back to downward dog. And left feet. Step your left foot between your hands. Step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, arch up, look up, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. On an inhale, we roll up the spine to come all the way up to standing. On an exhale, we bring our hands to our hearts, and let's close our eyes for a moment. Stay here. Just kind of find your center. Breathing into your feet, breathing into the back of your heart. It's always good to get a little movement going, get a little energy moving, shift some things around. Let's do 2 more sun salutations. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Long spine on the inhale. Stepping it back on your exhale. Top of the push-up, pause to inhale. Ride the breath on the exhale, wherever you like now. Inhale to lift, exhale it. Back, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Don't worry, we're gonna slow it down, way down after this last sun salutation. Step the right foot between the hands, step the left foot. Arch up on the inhale, long spine, exhale, let it all go. Rising up to standing on the inhale, and bringing the hands to the heart center on the exhale. Last sun salutation, and then we're gonna slow it way down. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Long spine on the inhale. Step it back on your exhale. So nice. Lowering all the way to the ground on the exhale. Finding baby cobra on the inhale. And then coming up and back on your exhale. And let's drop down to child's pose. Drop down to the knees and find a child's pose. And breathe into the back of the body. And you're gonna lift the torso. You're gonna plant your left palm, stay on your knees, and then extend the right arm way, way up to the ceiling. Oh, I feel so stiff today. Circle the right wrist one way. Circle it the other way. Take a big inhale breath here. And then on your exhale breath, you're gonna slide down to the top of the shoulder and walk the left arm out in front of you. And breathe here. Close your eyes. At this point in class, there's really not too much you need to see. It's really gonna be all about breath and slowing down. And then come up and let's switch sides. Right palm plants, left arm reaches. Take your time. And then so you're gonna turn the left wrist one way, circle it around, and circle around the other way. Circle the head and neck around. Take a big breath, in breath here, and reach a little bit further back. And then on your exhale, slide on down. Close your eyes. And then coming on up. You're going to reach the left palm back up and then reach the left palm behind you. So you're going to kind of weave it into the back of the right hip and then use that lever. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make it all the way. If it's just on the back, that works too. But keep externally rotating that left shoulder, looking over the left shoulder, and then circle the head and neck one way. And then circle it the other way. And then reach that left arm just behind you. So kind of unwind it and reach and push and reach. And then release and switch sides. Left arm's going to reach up. And then it's going to weave behind the left hip. Right? And then you're going to do that same thing with this side. You're going to keep externally rotate, opening up to the rib cage, the head, neck, and circle. Oh, yeah. One more breath. And then extend the right arm behind you. Just let it reach, the fingers extending to the back of the room, the head and the neck and the scalenes extending, stretching, and then let that go. And then you're going to come all the way down to your belly. So come all the way down to the floor, and then walk the hands out to either side of you like airplane wings, and then cup the fingers as you pull the palms in. So you're going to bend the elbows, reaching up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to inhale, lift up like a sphinx, and on an exhale, drop the right shoulder down, gaze towards the left. And then inhale, come up and drop the left shoulder down, gaze towards the right. So we just keep alternating with each breath. You inhale, come up. You exhale, you come down. Let's do about 5 of these. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Nice work. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. So nice. And now just walk the palms out flat and let your forehead rest on the mat. And just swivel your hips from side to side. And then bend the knees, right? And we windshield wiper in and out the shins and the feet. And then we windshield wiper both directions, one way, both directions the other way. And then we stop on one side, right? And then we switch to the other side. And then we come back to the right. And then you're gonna bend, actually you go back to the right. Let me switch so you can see me. You go back to the right and you're gonna bend your knees. And then you're just gonna kind of casually roll over onto the shoulder and then drop the feet over to the floor. And either let your head rest or your head can come up and you can kind of circle and find some space. So we're doing some shoulder opening here. I'm gonna stretch the nape of the neck. If you want to go deeper, you're gonna take the left hand and reach it back towards the right. And if you can grab a hold of the fingers, you clasp and you stretch to the shoulders a couple breaths. And then release that and come back onto your belly and extend the left arm out to the side, and you're going to slowly, carefully roll over onto the shoulder. So you're rolling towards the right, right? And you take a couple breaths, just letting that left shoulder open, a little wing. And if you want to go deeper and curious, you can reach the right hand behind you. Maybe the fingers clasp, right? And then you open through the shoulders, through the heart, through the back of the chest. And let the head be heavy if you can. Doesn't have to come to the floor, right? But just let it go. Don't make any effort trying to hold it up. Oh, that's good. And then roll back onto your belly and extend your legs. And let's come up to Sphinx pose. So come onto your elbows and your forearms, right? And then we're just gonna bend the knees and then straighten and bend and straight. Let's circle the head one way. And then circle the head the other way. And then draw the navel and the torso up for a breath or two and then let it go. So this is lower back therapy 101, SI joint therapy, L4, L5 therapy. One more time, hollow the navel, round the spine, curl, and then release, beautiful. And now lay all the way down on the mat and slide your palms back towards your shoulders. And then on an inhale, you're gonna lift the torso to come up, so baby cobra, and then exhale it down. 2 baby cobras, inhale, lift, and exhale it down. 1 more baby cobra, last baby cobra, and exhale it down. And now reach your hands back towards your toes, lift your toes, lift your torso, full on expression of the pose, and let it go. 2 more times, working on straightening the back multifidi, the backs of the back of the muscles, and then come up, extend. Don't crank your head and neck up. Keep your gaze down and slightly forward, and keep reaching through the fingers and the toes and the backs of the legs, and then let it go. And 1 more just like that. Inhale to come up and reach and extend. Reach, 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 reach. And then let it go. Now clasp your hands together behind your head. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift the elbows up off the floor and the torso just about 1 inch. And then release. And again, flap your wings, elbows come up, head, neck, torso. Keep the feet pressing down into the floor and then release. 1 more just like that. Lift the wings, lift the head and neck. Now lift the feet and then release. Beautiful. And then you're going to slide your palms back to your waistline. Lift your torso. Let's find child's pose. Nice work, everybody. Let's clasp our hands together behind our back in child's pose. And then just place the palms on your sacrum and then draw your elbows down. So you're widening rounding the upper back. And then draw the elbows in towards each other. And then draw the elbows down. 1 more set. Draw them in, draw them down. Release the palms. Couple breaths, let the elbows be heavy. So the arms are behind you, the palms facing up towards the ceiling. Elbows and shoulder heads very heavy. The hips sink down towards the heels so you can find a little bit more space in the lower back and the sacrum area, and breathe into the back body. One more breath. And then bring your palms underneath your shoulders and press down to lift your torso, to come up and extend your legs out in front of you. Nice work, everybody. Ooh, there's something about the forehead when it hits the mat. There's that pressure point that reminds the mind to take the back seat to the breath, right? Brings you right into the present moment. So good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, down you go. Forward fold. Don't pull, don't force, don't tug. Let gravity and your breath do all the work. Keep breathing into the legs, the tops of the legs, the lower belly. One more deep belly breath here. And then rising up. And we're going to take the sole of the right foot into the inner thigh of the left leg. And on an inhale, the arms are going to reach. On an exhale, down you go. Ugh. Two more breaths this side. Just let the head and neck and the torso be heavy, draping over the top of the thigh. And then inhale, come up and extend the right leg out to meet the left before you switch sides. And then draw the left leg in. Take your time. And notice if one side is a little bit different than the other, that's okay. You know, we aren't completely symmetrical. And then exhale, down you go. We take about 10 breaths on this side, just like we did on the other side. Ah. Two more breaths. And then inhale, come up. And now we're gonna go as wide as we possibly can. Deep hip opener, so straddling nice and wide. Let's start first by torso straight up. You're gonna flex the feet, bring the heels up off the floor. So pressing into that imaginary wall, really getting some active release, stretching in the inner groin, and then release. Let's do that one more time. So you're really pressing into the heels and the balls of the toes and lifting the heels of the feet up off the floor, really getting that deep stretch in the inner groin, and then release, and then coming down as far as you like today, and then letting the head and neck go. About 7 to 8 breaths here, so don't be in a hurry. Right, really letting the groins open, maybe kind of moving a little bit of waving from one side to the other side if that feels good to you. At this point, there is no right or wrong way to do these poses. It's just all about breath and synchronicity, right? Quieting the mind by shifting their focus to mindfulness, watching the breath come in, watching the breath go out. 4 more breaths. Last breath. And then crawling yourself up. And let's bring the soles of our feet together in Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. We're going to start by just kind of flapping our wings, warming up the inner thighs, getting deeper stretch, and then stop the movement. So be static for a moment and press the feet in towards each other for a little more active release, stretching in the inner groins, and then whoop, let that go. 2 more times like that. Press, and then release. Last time, press, and then release. And now take the elbows, so let the elbows be your guide. And then drape them over the shins, and then round through the spine, let the head and neck go. We take about 8 breaths here. 2 more. Last breath. And then call yourself up. I'm going to just generate a little bit more heat in the belly before we work onto our backs. So you're going to separate your feet hip distance. So come onto your bum and separate your feet hip distance. And then you're going to bring your palms. You're going to face your palms away from you, right? We're going to find tabletop. So you're going to just lift the hips up to the height of the knees and let the head and neck go if it doesn't hurt your head. And just breathe here, pressing the soles of the feet down, lifting into the hips, letting the head kind of rest like a hammock and the trapezius muscles, nape of the neck, and then release. Do that one more time. You're gonna lift in through the hips. Press the feet down, lift the hips, let the head and neck release. Let's do 3 breaths. One more breath, and then woo, let that go. Good work. Come all the way down to the ground. Draw your knees into your chest. Kind of cradle them in your knees and your chest. And take a moment. And then bring the knees wide, and then draw them in. Squeeze them in towards your armpits. Beautiful. And then place your hands on the tops of your knees. And let's make little circles. Let the head rest on the floor. Circle in one direction. And then circle in the opposite direction. And come back to center and draw the knees wide and around and together. Wide and around and together. And then reverse the direction. Around and in and around. Nice. And then let's find happy baby. Soles of the feet parallel the ceiling. So you can grab the inner arches or the outer edges of your feet. Doesn't matter. And if you feel like, extend your legs nice and wide out to the side for a couple breaths, feel free to explore that. And then coming back to happy baby for a breath or two, just kind of rocking from side to side. And then bend the right knee and let the left leg extend. And then switch, bend the left knee and let the right leg extend. One more set, bend the right, let the left leg go long. And then switch. And then let's just bring the soles of our feet together. Let the knees go wide. And then bring the knees back into the chest and draw the right arm out to the side like a T. And then drop both knees to the left for a spinal twist with bent knees. And close your eyes here. Nothing you need to see. And let's circle the right wrist one way. And then circle it the other way. And then let's extend the right leg out for a breath. Press and push and bend. 2 more times. Press and straighten and push and bend. Last time like this. Straighten, push and bend. And then find stillness for 2 breaths. And then rolling back onto your back, coming back to center. Let's switch sides. Left arm out to the side like a T. Both knees to the right. Roll the left fist one way. Roll it the other way. Let's extend and straighten the top leg and bend and straighten and bend. One more time and straighten and bend. And now just find stillness, a couple breaths. And then come back onto your back, rolling back onto your back. Let's find a little thread the needle. So the left foot is gonna stay bent and the right ankle is gonna come to the top of the left knee. And to start, you're gonna place your right palm on the top of the right knee and just let that knee open, opening the groin, hip flexor. And now let's go ahead and thread the knee. So thread the needle. So the right hand's gonna come through the hole. And so you can either grab the back of the thigh or the shin. The shin's a little deeper. All right, and take a couple breaths here. And then release and switch sides. Right foot on the floor, left heel to the right knee. And now you're gonna just take the left palm and place it on top of the left knee. And we take a couple breaths, just encouraging that left hip to open. And now we go ahead and thread the needle. And then release that and place the soles of the feet flat on the back. Let's do a bridge. So you're gonna lift the hips and then find whatever position with your hands is comfortable. I like to clasp my palms underneath my hips and take a couple breaths here. And then come down. And we repeat one more time. Two more breaths. Last breath. And then come down, and now you can either do a passive inversion by just letting your feet come up towards the ceiling, or you can find shoulder stand. So whichever one's coming out to you, if you have a roller, you can place the roller underneath your hips, like we do in class. Not necessary, you can also just lie on the ground, right, and have your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Either way, passive inversion. And if you want to play with, like, you know, spreading the legs wide and around and any variation, one leg lowers, the other one lifts, and then switch. Maybe the soles of the feet together for a few breaths. Maybe straight up and down. One more minute. Last breath. And then you're going to gently come off into plow pose. Plow pose. You're going to roll down your spine, one vertebra at a time. And end with your knees back into your chest. You're going to cross your right knee directly over your left, so no gap, and draw your arms wide out to the side like a T, and then draw both knees, drop them to the left, so spinal twist, bend knees, IT band stretch. And then roll back onto your back and switch sides. So the left leg's gonna cross over the right. And then drop both knees to the right. And then come back to your back and line up your pinky toes with the outer edges of your mat. So you're in a wide stance. And draw your arms wide up to the side and drop both knees to the left. And then come back through the center and drop both knees to the right. And then come back up to the center and keep the pinky toes lined up with the outer edges of your mat and just let both knees fall in towards the center, towards each other. And then both soles of the feet come together with the knees wide out to the side. Close your eyes. And then slide your feet a little further down your mat so you have more like a diamond shape in the inner part of your groin. And close your eyes. And then go ahead and extend your legs all the way out and draw your knees into your chest. And take a couple of breaths, rocking from side to side. One more happy baby. Knees back to the chest. Nose to knee, give it a squeeze. And then let everything go. Set yourself up now for sweet Shavasana. If you have a pillow, a roll, or a prop you'd like to place underneath your knees for a little spinal traction, I highly recommend that. Let's take a couple cleansing breaths. So inhale through your nose and let out your mouth. Two more times. Inhale. Release out, exhale. Last time. Inhale. Let it go on the exhale. Now just close your eyes and find stillness for the last couple minutes of class. And then draw your knees into your chest. Just slowly come back into your body, making little movements. And when you're ready, draw your knees into your chest. And then extend through your fingers and your toes. Get really wide and long. And stretch out through the back. Kind of wiggle from side to side. And again, draw the knees into the chest. And this time, rock yourself up to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. Taking the last minute of class to breathe, to savor this moment of empty mind and calm. And sealing our practice tonight by drawing our palms together at our hearts and bowing our heads in deep, deep gratitude. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in our homes. And please, may there be peace in the world. Namaste. So fitting for today. For this time, I'm going to unmute you all so we can have our little goodbyes.